First, if you're interested in dark psychology, philosophy, and dark truths of the society, don't forget to subscribe after watching this video. There are things in life that drag you down so subtly that you don't notice until you're drowning. Gossip, unrealistic expectations, external validation, toxic comparisons, each one a slow, silent thief, robbing you of peace and power. These next 10 chapters are about cutting dead weight before it crushes you. If you don't, you'll find yourself trapped, chasing approval, fearing judgment, explaining yourself to people who don't deserve your words. You'll waste time on empty goals, fake relationships, and emotional battles that lead nowhere. This is 10 things people learn too late in life. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Control. You think control equals power, that if you just manage every detail, anticipate every outcome, and keep a tight grip, things will go your way. But let's be brutally honest. Control is an illusion, and your obsession with it is exhausting you. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Your thoughts, yours. Your actions, yours. The weather, other people's choices. The past, not yours." The moment you waste energy trying to control the uncontrollable, you hand over your peace. A 2014 study in psychological science found that people who try to micromanage unpredictable situations experience higher anxiety and lower resilience. Translation: the tighter you grip, the more fragile you become. Ever notice how the most unshakable people don't react to every little shift? They don't because they've mastered the art of surrender. This isn't about passivity, it's about strategic detachment. A surfer doesn't fight the ocean, they ride the waves. You either adapt or you drown. Think of the last time you spiraled over something out of your hands. What changed? Nothing, except you got drained, bitter, and stuck. Here's a truth you need to swallow. Control is a cage. Surrender is freedom. Not surrender as in giving up, but surrender as in focusing only on what actually moves you forward. Drop the illusion. Stop gripping. Let go or be dragged. Chapter 2. The Myth of Motivation. You're waiting to feel like it, for someone to inspire you, show you the right path, that spark, that surge of inspiration, that perfect moment. Let me save you some time. It's not coming. Motivation is a liar. It's fleeting, unreliable, and weak. You don't need it. What you need is discipline. The Stoics didn't wait for the right mood to take action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I am rising to do the work of a human being.' No complaints, no excuses, just action." That's discipline, doing what must be done, regardless of how you feel. Science backs this up. A 2016 study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that people who rely on motivation fail more often than those who build habits. Why? Because motivation fades, habits persist. Think about the people who achieve real success. Not the ones who post about it, but the ones who actually do it. They don't wait for inspiration. They show up every day whether they feel like it or not. A soldier doesn't wait for the right moment to train. A blacksmith doesn't wait for motivation to strike iron. They just do the work. Here's the truth. Your dreams don't care about your feelings. Stop waiting to be inspired. Stop looking for shortcuts. Get up, get moving. Discipline is the only thing that separates the weak from the unstoppable. Chapter 3. Comfort is a slow death. You crave ease. You want smooth roads, soft landings, and a life free of discomfort. But let me tell you something. Comfort is a slow, silent killer. It dulls your edge, rots your ambition, and turns you into a spectator of your own life. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca warned, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Hardship isn't an obstacle, it's fuel. The more you avoid discomfort, the weaker you become. Strength comes from struggle, not convenience. A 2018 study in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that people who voluntarily expose themselves to discomfort, cold showers, fasting, intense exercise, develop greater mental resilience. Why? Because discomfort forces growth. It teaches you that pain isn't the enemy, stagnation is. Look at history. Every great warrior, philosopher, or leader was forged in fire. They didn't seek comfort, they sought challenge. They understood that ease breeds mediocrity, while struggle carves greatness. Ask yourself, when was the last time you did something truly difficult? Something that pushed you, tested you, forced you to evolve? If you can't remember, you're coasting, and coasting is just a slow roll toward irrelevance. Stop running from discomfort. Chase it. Take cold showers, lift heavier weights. Sit in silence without distractions. Walk into the storm instead of hiding from it. The world belongs to those who embrace the grind while everyone else seeks shelter. Chapter 4. Your feelings are not commands. Your emotions scream at you. They tell you to lash out, to quit, to chase temporary pleasure over lasting discipline. But here's the truth. Your feelings are not orders. They are suggestions, often bad ones. Stoicism teaches that emotions are like wild horses, powerful but unruly. If you let them control you, they'll drag you into chaos. But if you learn to master them, they become tools of strength. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Modern psychology backs this up. A 2017 study in psychological science found that people who pause before reacting to emotional triggers make better decisions, experience less regret, and have stronger mental resilience. Why? Because they don't let feelings dictate their actions. They let logic lead. Think of a battlefield. If a soldier reacts to fear instead of training, they die. If a leader reacts to anger instead of strategy, they lose. Life is no different. If you let sadness paralyze you, you waste time. If you let frustration guide you, you burn bridges. If you let anxiety rule you, you never take the necessary risks. So next time your emotions rise like a storm, don't obey them blindly. Step back. Ask yourself, is this feeling serving me or is it sabotaging me? Control your emotions or they will control you. Discipline over impulse. Always. Chapter 5. Your past is a place of reference. How much time have you wasted replaying old failures, past betrayals, and missed chances? Dragging your past into your present is like wearing chains you forged yourself. Stoicism demands you let go, not because the past doesn't matter, but because it no longer exists. It's a ghost. Seneca said, "What's past is beyond retrieval. Wise men do not waste their energies regretting." Modern neuroscience agrees. Studies in Nature Reviews Neuroscience show that dwelling on past mistakes reinforces neural pathways of regret, making it harder to move forward. In simple terms, the more you relive the past, the deeper you sink into it. Imagine a warrior who keeps looking back while marching into battle. They hesitate, they stumble, they die. You are that warrior if you keep living in yesterday. The past should be studied, not worshipped. It's a blueprint for lessons, not a prison for your mind. The Stoics had a simple rule: remember, but don't return. Did you fail? Good. Learn. Did someone betray you? Good. Cut them off and move smarter. Did you waste time? Fine. Start now. The past owes you nothing, and you owe it nothing in return. Next time your mind drags you back, ask, does this thought serve my future, or does it only steal my present? If it doesn't serve you, kill it. The past is a graveyard. Stop trying to live there. Chapter 6. Stop explaining your standards. You don't need to justify why you demand respect. You don't need a PowerPoint presentation on why you won't tolerate half-hearted effort, dishonesty, or disrespect. Your standards are not up for debate. Yet people will test them. They'll call you too much, too picky, too rigid. What they really mean is you won't settle for their mediocrity, and that makes them uncomfortable. If someone truly values you, they won't need an explanation. They will meet your standards effortlessly. But the wrong people, they will demand you lower them, make excuses, guilt-trip you for expecting better. Don't fall for it. Seneca once said, "Associate only with those who improve you." Your standards act as a filter. The right people will rise to meet them. The wrong ones will fall away. That's the point. Stop over-explaining why you won't tolerate bare minimum effort. Stop justifying why you don't entertain inconsistency. Those who get it, get it. Those who don't aren't your people. Your standards are your boundary. Hold them like a shield, not a suggestion. Chapter 7. Stop expecting loyalty from convenience. Loyalty isn't about words. It's about who shows up when it's inconvenient. Yet you keep expecting lifelong commitment from people who are only around when it's easy. That's not loyalty. That's convenience. Most people are only as loyal as their needs require. The friend who disappears when you struggle, the partner who stays until it's no longer exciting, the colleague who supports you until you become competition. They were never in it for you. They were in it for them. A 2017 study in social psychological and personality science found that people often overestimate others' willingness to sacrifice for them, meaning, we assume deeper loyalty than actually exists. The Stoics knew this. That's why they preached detachment from expectation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not expect bad men to do good deeds." In other words, stop expecting consistency from inconsistent people. Ask yourself, who in your life would be there if they gained nothing from you? That's your real circle. The rest, they're passengers. They'll ride with you when the road is smooth, but when the storm hits, they'll jump ship. And that's fine, just don't mistake them for your crew. Stop begging for loyalty. Stop assuming it. Instead, observe who stays when there's nothing left to take. That's how you separate the real from the temporary. Chapter 8. Stop apologizing for outgrowing people. Growth is supposed to make people uncomfortable, especially those who benefited from your stagnation. Yet, you feel guilty for evolving, as if your progress is a betrayal. Not everyone is meant to follow you into your next chapter. Some people were only part of your story because they aligned with an outdated version of you. The moment you shift, your mindset, your priorities, your self-respect, they resist, not because you've changed for the worse, but because they no longer fit into your narrative. Psychologists call this the crab mentality. When one crab tries to escape a bucket, the others pull it back. Why? Because your growth exposes their stagnation. Instead of climbing with you, they'd rather drag you down to their level. Don't let them. Marcus Aurelius said, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." If your ambitions have expanded and theirs haven't, that's not your burden to carry. You don't owe anyone a smaller version of yourself to keep them comfortable. Stop apologizing for leveling up. Stop dimming your light so others feel better in the dark. Instead, surround yourself with those who push you forward, not those who resent you for moving. Some people won't understand your growth. Some will resent it. Let them, and keep going. Chapter 9. Your success will offend some. Not everyone will clap when you win. Some will secretly hope you fail. Others will smile to your face but seethe behind closed doors. And guess what? That's not your problem. Success acts like a mirror. It forces people to confront their own stagnation. When you rise, it reminds them of the heights they never reached. Some will be inspired, others will be bitter. Let them. You are not responsible for their discomfort. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people often resent others' achievements, not because they dislike them, but because it triggers their own insecurities. Your growth exposes their excuses. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your job is to stay focused, not to shrink yourself for the comfort of those unwilling to evolve." Never apologize for winning. Never play small so someone else feels big. Let them gossip, let them judge, let them doubt, and then keep going. The lion does not concern itself with the opinions of sheep. Chapter 10. Gossip and Negativity. Let's end this one with an advice. If someone handed you a cup of poison, would you drink it? Probably not. But every time you engage in gossip, complain without action, or indulge in negativity, you're drinking poison willingly. The difference? It doesn't kill you instantly. It corrodes your mind, your relationships, and your peace over time. Seneca warned, associate with people who improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual, for men learn as they teach. What you consume mentally is just as important as what you eat. If you surround yourself with negativity, don't be surprised when your life starts to reflect it. A 2018 study in JAMA Psychiatry found that chronic exposure to negative conversations, whether through gossip, complaints, or pessimistic company, rewires the brain's stress response. You're literally training your mind to expect and attract more negativity. Think about it. When you gossip, you waste time dissecting other people's lives instead of improving your own. When you complain without action, you reinforce a victim mentality. When you surround yourself with negative people, their mindset infects you like a virus. So, cut it off. Not gradually, not someday, now. The Stoics didn't waste time on meaningless talk. They focused on discipline, virtue, and action. You should too. Next time you're tempted to gossip or complain, ask yourself, does this elevate me or drain me? If it drains you, walk away. Your peace is too expensive to spend on cheap conversations. Now let's summarize what we've learned from this. 1. Gossip poisons your mind. You become the negativity you consume. Cut it or watch it rot your perspective. 2. Most people don't actually care about your struggles. Complaining won't fix your life. Action will. 3. Drama is an addiction. The more you indulge, the more you need. Escape it before it rewires your brain. 4. No one is coming to save you. Waiting for someone to rescue you is a losing game. 5. Your past does not entitle you to a better future. Only disciplined action creates change. 6. Excuses are comfortable, but they will ruin your life. You can have success, or you can have excuses, not both. 7. People change, and so must your relationships. Holding on to dead friendships out of nostalgia only holds you back. 8. Emotional control is power. If you can't master your reactions, someone else will. 9. Not every opportunity is worth taking. Spreading yourself too thin is just another form of self-sabotage. 10. You don't need permission to become who you were meant to be. The only approval that matters is your own. Thanks for watching.